to play in a sandbox on this edition of Nyberg. I want to introduce Kevin Lane, who is the founder of Create a Castle. We've got a lot of sand right here. All right, so innovator, entrepreneur, that's what you are now. You took a trip to Laguna Beach, California, just last year, and you decided what?
Decided that we needed a way to make all of this type of fun, basically a fun toy, very
Because you were
portable.
building castles with your kids, right?
Yep, building castles with my kids for the last 10 years or so, and progressed and got better and better. And saw a dad and a son on his beach last year in Laguna Beach. They were struggling with the existing molds, and I figured out, let's build something that's portable, practical, and all comes in one bag.
All right, so you came up with this mold, which looks like kind of a castle because it's got, you know, etched things. And I just want to show a few of the castles. We have a couple of pictures that are on your website. Now, this is quite elaborate, and it takes you not so long to do, right?
Very, very quick with this system, because within 5 minutes I can fill this system, split it, and have a fully blown castle.
And how tall is that one?
That one is about close to 3 feet.
Wow, okay. And as we roll through these, there's another one, and you've got a pathway. I suppose as a kid you can feel like there's a moat in front of it or something like that. And there's the kids.
Yep.
And then the last picture we have is snow. So you can do the same thing in the snow, which I think is awesome.
Yep.
All right,
Absolutely.
so as we come back here, you pounded this in here, right? And it can have other pieces that go up to the top.
That's right.
So we're sitting in the sand, and then what happens? How do we get this off?
So essentially we're going to finish filling it.
Yep.
You're always going to want to make sure it's packed in.
Yep.
Like that, nice and tight. Now before we actually split this, we take this tool, which is just a 3D printout, and you're going to build your blocks on the top, which...
Oh, so that makes it look like the castle, right?
Yeah, and you just pull off slow.
You know, I just sort of went like this and just, you know, there you go.
Yep. Yep.
And it never looked like a castle.
That's right.
So this is great. So how hard was it to decide, I'm going to build a company, I'm going to call it Create a Castle, and I'm going to try to figure out how to prototype these things?
It was a lot of work, but I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. I have a lot of background in 3D printing. I run 3dprint.com. Poor Alan Meckler, who was a long time, he hired me many years ago in the internet space, and I ended up, you know, having the right connections at the right place at the right time.
Okay, we've got some stuff over to our left. Is this part of the prototype in being an entrepreneur? How do I build it? So what is that?
So this is actually in the picture that you saw before.
Right.
These parts essentially just connect together like that.
Okay.
And then you would just sit it right on top. Like
I see. And so how did you find a guy to make those?
You know, through 3dprint.com, and also I have a longtime friend in the state.
Good to have friends when you're building a company.
Absolutely. And he had his own 3D printer, and he said, let me help you out.
Now, this is a prototype right now. When are folks going to be able to buy this?
Late summer, early fall.
All right, and it's createacastle.com.
Createacastle.com.
Okay, so what happens here, Kevin, when we take that off?
So this tool will essentially act as a splitting mechanism.
Yep.
I have to use this for now because I had to
Sure,
reinforce
because this is a
that.
prototype, right?
And essentially you're just going to split this. These buckles will not come off in the final product. You're going to split it here.
Right.
Split it here. And you essentially just pull away. And same thing there. Pull away.
All right, so now you can see the bricks of the castle, and these can get 3 feet high or so. Biggest problems with trying to start this company?
The challenge was figuring out each beach has different sand essentially.
And this is pretty wet, the stuff that you brought in.
Yeah, this is good quality sand, and the golden rule is you always want sand that you can pack into a golf ball and kind of roll around in your hand.
Right.
The biggest challenge, I would say, was making the right connections, you know, hooking up with an engineer who had a background in this. And again, that all kind of fell into place due to the connections that I had already had.
What do the kids think about this?
They love it. Absolutely love it.
As the company goes out and people start buying this, have you already thought about the next products that you're going to make?
Yes.
Have you gotten that far? So what are you going to make beyond this?
So we're already working, this is just one mold.
Yeah.
So there's a scaled mold of this. It will not be this 3D printed version. It's going to be 6 inches high. That's going to come with some of the more premium kits. We're going to have steps that run up the side because it will snap into, you only had to buy one part at that point, it will snap into it.
Right.
So we're going to have steps, doorways, windows, all different configurations.
Then you're going to need little men.
Yep. Little
so
men,
that's
you
part
name
of
it.
it. Yeah.
You name it, we're going to be building it, and we also have a game already in development.
So you're going to get an app to play?
Nope.
It's just online?
Nope.
Nope, it's right here.
It's going to be a physical game where you're going to have a slingshot and you're going to try to knock each other's castles over.
All right. How much of your background as a kid went into this?
A lot.
How so?
I have a very heavy art background, and that's really what drove me to this. You know, I grew up in a bakery. I ended up getting these Draw 50 books when I was a kid that my mom had got for me many, many years ago, and a lot of them had castles, and that was my inspiration, really looking backward at some of the drawings that I've done as a child. It really inspired me to this day.
How do your kids figure into this? Do they make suggestions as well?
Absolutely, yep. My son has already said, you know, he wants to help develop an app for this so that we can rate beaches and do different things, and my daughter is going to be out there with me when we build the product, and we're going to be in front of, you know, many, we're going to be at Stormville, we're going to be at flea markets up front. We're starting grassroots and kind of building. So
it's the family business, and they're going to be entrepreneurs as well.
Absolutely.
So much for this and the pail, because now we've got this. Kevin, I wish you all the luck in the world, and thanks for bringing this to us and letting us know about Create a Castle.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Spend all night kissing and the bomb was right here, then who else is missing? Got a little sidetracked to find myself wishing I could find the keys to the door, but it's also a metaphor. Need to keep locked in the grocery store of my mind just to save time. Skip right ahead to the last ride.